I'm going to talk about a new honours course called Sustainable Architecture, Structural Form and Embodied Energy. The course is about the relationship between form and embodied energy in architecture. The key word for this course is REAL, which is an acronym for Reality, Ethics, Accommodation and Low Energy. So four themes, beginning with reality. This automatic folding umbrella is about magic and fantasy, and is a metaphor for modern architecture, which, with its emphasis on purely visual messages conveyed by devices such as transparency, apparent dematerialization of form, the symbolic meaning of shapes and other devices, seeks to create a perfect world that is supposedly beyond the real. It relies on magic, glass walls with no visible means of support, impossibly complex surfaces, and so on. These features are apparently created by magic. We don't ask how that it's done. So far as the umbrella is concerned, it is again seemingly by magic that it unfolds. At the touch of a button, it springs into its characteristic form. And it is always a sunny day underneath it. That is the fantasy. But there is also a reality behind all this, which is concerned with how it actually works, and this of course also very much applies to buildings. The fantastic forms are supported by very high energy structures. The umbrella is a combination of two form-active structures, one tensile structure, the fabric, and one compressive structure, the ribs. If you don't know what a form-active structure is, Google it. That will take you to my website, where it is explained. It is the fact that form-active structures are involved that makes the umbrella so efficient and therefore of light weight. To design this object, which has to be of minimal weight so as to be easily carried, you have to know about the relationship between form and efficiency. This is part of the reality of actually making things, and especially of making things with low embodied energy. But there is also a much wider consideration which is to do with reality, and this is the overall context. For example, so far as dealing with rain is concerned, the reality is that the umbrella is a truly high-tech solution. The low-tech solution, which would also be the low-energy solution, would be to do without shelter altogether, not to make the umbrella at all, and simply to get wet. That might, of course, result in your contracting pneumonia, which would be very costly in energy terms for the health service, which would have to treat you and look after you while you are getting better. So not having the umbrella might turn out to be a very high energy solution in reality. The point is that there is always a bigger picture, and too often in the preoccupation with actually designing buildings, the sight of the bigger picture, the effect of the building on the wider environment, for example, gets lost. So this new course will try always to take account of the bigger picture, with the reality that lies behind whatever fantasy architecture may be trying to create. Ethics, the second letter of REAL. A major theme of the course is that there should be an ethical aspect to design. It could be argued that architects and engineers, like medics with their Hippocratic oath, should swear a Vitruvian oath, formally on graduation, that goes something like this: I promise that I will not make designs that willfully waste the resources of society or the planet. This is not, of course, an oath that any of the Starchitect hero architects could have honestly taken. The buildings of Rem Koolhaas, Zaha Hadid, Frank Gehry, Norman Foster, Mies van der Rohe, Renzo Piano, and in fact practically all of the famous architects of the modern period were extremely wasteful of materials and energy, both during construction and in operation. So the idea of E, ethical design, is a major theme of the course. A is for accommodation. to the environment rather than attempted domination of the environment, which is what the modernist project was about. L is, of course, for low energy, designed for low carbon and, in particular, the relationship between form and embodied energy. This is the major theme of the course. So that's it. Real. If you want to know more, you should sign up for the course.